Disclaimer. This video is for entertainment purposes only. Do not attempt this at home. Vitiated how-to will not be responsible because you decided to be a cheap ass and not hire a professional.
On with the show.
Okay, in that list of the 5 things you need to know, we're going to talk about model release forms and why do you got to have it. Well, anybody that stars or is in your video or pictures whatsoever, you got to have a release form releasing them all rights to your content. That being said, even if it's your boyfriend, your husband, I don't care if it's your grandma, you need to get the release form. The model release form, so that way if something ever happens down the line, you and your boyfriend break up, you and your husband break up, or you and your grandma are fighting or whatever, you have legal grounds to say, hey, look, this is my content, and stick it. Especially with OnlyFans, you gotta have this form. It's whatever you set up, how you want to do it. There's proper ways on the internet to figure it out. I'm not a lawyer, so I'm just telling you what you need, because I've done had to set up 40 damn accounts and they're a pain in my ass. Now, with that being said, if you are doing R, X, 2X, 3X, you're going to need a form. It's 2257, like kind of what I talked about in the previous video. That also will be talked about later along the lines of record keeping. You'll need that form to verify the age and the identity of your model. It's to help protect against the child pornography and the obscenity laws that was created back in the 90s, I think, early 80s, late 90s, somewhere around there, I don't remember. I remember reading about it. But you're going to need that. And it says you got to have an ID, the address, and all the information about your models. Me personally, I'd have the photo ID. Do just like what you have to do when you set up the OnlyFans. Make sure they got their ID. You photocopy the ID front and back. You take a picture of them holding that ID, so that way it's more verification. And you have them fill out that form, and you have them put a thumbprint on there just to make sure you're covered completely. So if they ever come back and try to say, hey, I did not authorize this, you have this. So that way they can't take your content away. But also, if you're doing the R-rated to X-rated, it also protects you, because there's a lot of other problems that you're going to learn about later in this series that when you mess around with the government now, because PG and kind of R, you can kind of get away with a little bit, that the government doesn't really have much to say. But once you hit that X, the government steps in and say, hey, look, this is what you got to do. If you don't follow the rules, your ass is going to jail for 5 years, period. There's no question about it. They don't play. So that's pretty much, I mean, it's self-explanatory. And again, I'm not a lawyer. I'll leave a link in the bottom. You find out what you need as far as the actual code of the 2257, and you make your own opinion and your own assumption from there. I'm just showing you where it's at and kind of what it's for. If you have any questions, I suggest you get a lawyer. Don't be typing this, think you're a Google lawyer and all this. If you're really serious about what you want to do, you really seriously need to think about it and figure out what you're doing, because your ass can go to jail for 5 years. The government does not play with this, especially because all the child pornography, especially now that everybody's doing all that dumb shit. You got to protect yourself. It is very important. Well, I kind of got off about the model. Back to the model. That is very important, because the DCM, DCMA. Digital media copyright something. I can't remember the name of it exactly, but I'll talk about that in another video, just about that. And all somebody's got to do is say, look, this is my picture. I'm in this video. I did not authorize this. And if you know anything about OnlyFans, they're going to snatch it down real quick. I mean real quick, and hit your ass for it. If it's on YouTube and you've got something on YouTube, they're going to snatch it down. If you have this paperwork saying, look, they signed their rights over and it's my content, then you're all good. Later on down, we're going to talk about content a little more, and it's going to be more in depth because, man, oh man, this is crazy. But I'm trying to keep my videos kind of short because these 5 things, it's going to be a lot of your leg work doing it. So thanks for stopping by.